Oh, now it's live.
Baby, that was a false one. You're watching the damn thing. You're on the funk train, baby. This is Big and Funky live podcast. We're going to people coming in. Oh, my God. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. I want to receive it. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke, how long have we been doing podcasts? Since 2016?
About 6 years, yeah.
We've never had this person on a podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, from Equatorial Guinea, El Gordo Gringo, former KFW hybrid champion.
Daredevil.
It's
Look at that, baby. Travis Graves. Unbelievable.
It's over.
There are people, when we go to other cities and out of state, Luke and I, they don't believe Travis Graves is real. Brandon Bishop, who we all work for, doesn't believe you're real. And here he is, man.
Look, he even has the show him the tattoo where it says male on his arm.
It's
Yes, sir.
Liam.
It says male.
Oh, okay. It depends on how you hold your arm. Travis, oh my God, you're here, and we're here. We're going to talk about the hike. Hopefully, Candy will be on, and Kirby, who's in the first movie too. Hopefully, and
we got Danimal who played the log that the creepy guy sat on.
Danimal played the grass.
Just the log.
Yeah. Well, guys, I know I've kind of come down, but for about 4 days, I know the core of us. I felt like I had the best sex of my life. Friday, it was so much tension relieved and so much anticipation, just like sex, and a lot of crying too. We finally got one of our projects on Amazon Prime on a big time streaming platform. It was a big win. And so let's go around. Everybody that was in the movie, how did it make you feel? We'll start with Bestiality the wrestler.
It made me feel pretty damn good, man. It was my first appearance in a movie, thanks to you guys, and I don't know, it was pretty awesome.
What about you, El Gordo Gringo?
I've told.
All right, that's enough. Have Travis log off.
Muted.
It's been here too long.
I've told everyone that I've been around in the last 48 hours. I've told people at work. I've had people at work scream at me about wrong checks and be like, "You know, I have a movie on Amazon Prime called The Hike." So that's been fun.
Well, how did it make you feel when you realized that something? Because you're a good actor and you did it. You were supposed to be the lead in this movie.
Not in this movie so much, but in other stuff, you're a good actor.
But how did it feel?
Terrible.
How does it feel, instead of doing 3-minute, skits or doing the comedic foil and wrestling with ghosts, how did it feel to finally say, hey, man, I'm out there throwing axes? Everybody talks to me about the axes. They're like, Jesus, why did you let that guy throw an axe at you and all that stuff? What did it make you feel when you finally were like, man, we finally got something out there and now it's the real deal, Evander Holyfield?
That was the first thing when it got out that we've done this. That was the first thing I texted you about, and Luke and me and our little 4 group that we have was like, this was the first moment where it felt like, okay, we made it. Like we did get everything worked exactly the way it was supposed to. Everything fell into place. Vinny edited a movie for 89 years that we filmed a year ago. So this was the first time that it felt like we made it, kind of, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know I know what you mean. I don't know if we've made it.
Right.
But it is an opportunity that we've never been to this position before.
Right.
Luke, how did it make you feel? I know it made you feel good. We've talked about it.
Well, I was the one that found out that it was on Amazon, and because every day I would log in, I'd remember, I wonder if it's on Amazon, and that was going on for over a month. And,
a month?
Yeah.
Not 2? Not 3?
2 months, 3 months, however long. But I clicked on Amazon because I actually wanted to buy this little camera gimmick, a little camera gimmick for the gimbal, and I was like, I might as well check. Holy fuck! There it is. I screamed like when Luke Skywalker showed up at the end of The Mandalorian, I was just like, "Ah, yeah!"
Oh yeah.
And I later that day we drove, or we had to do some pickup shots and stuff, and we drove. I was driving out to Maryville to meet with you guys, and every song was awesome. Just like I had the top down in the Jeep, and just oh man, so
it was
good.
like falling in love.
Yeah,
It's
but then
yeah.
there's this thing, like I always say, like I wrestled for the WWF one show, a house show in Illinois, down there. And the next day I was chipping wood on the street corner of Westmont, Illinois. I've played music in front of thousands of people, and then I'm at home washing dishes. Well, this time, same thing happened. I was on cloud nine, man. Saturday, we're doing all this shit where some of us are together and the movie's out. And then Sunday, we're getting all this great feedback. And then Monday, I'm putting garbage bags in the garbage cans because the busser didn't show up.
Well, I mean, it's going to be like that probably forever. I don't foresee us ever getting out of having to deal with our own garbage. In fact, if you're not ever touching garbage, you're probably spending your money incorrectly. But I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. You sent a message in the group this week. You're like, "This is the worst day of work I've ever had." And I'm like, I know why, because because it's the variance. It's
the whole thing with me and you, and that what people probably don't realize, and nobody in here does, is that a year ago, we were going to be done. We had no wrestling. Me and Vinny were both too old to wrestle, so Big hadn't wrestled forever. Big and Funky as wrestlers were done.
That's true.
We were, all the TV contracts and shit that we signed for Wrestling with Ghosts and Netflix all dried up. That was about the same time that this time last year is about the same time the Netflix thing went tits up.
That was rough.
And we were almost done. And our last ditch effort was, let's make a movie.
Well, it was I don't know what else to do. We're going to have to start a circus is the last thing. I don't know what else we can do. Start a magic act or something.
I was thinking dick puppets.
Well, that's the last straw. Not that anybody. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for that. Jeremy White. I listened to Jeremy White's podcast. He put over I think him and Vic were so stoned on their podcast that they legally shouldn't. I think it was against the law to actually have a podcast. But that was pretty good. Jeremy was like, "That was a good song, man." It was good. It was good though. And we were busting Jeremy's and Vic Nasty balls peoria the other week. But man, Luke is from Cicero, and my wife's from Memphis and Baltimore, and Atlanta. I'm from Baltimore. We lived in Knoxville. Man, we know we just smell each other's own. That's what it is. We know when there's a little jerky city out there. But I just want to say I felt great. And I saw Luke's messages that it was on Prime, because I was starting to doubt at the end, because Candy would say, because Candy's been pregnant, she's moved away, and she'd send me a message every once in a while, and she'd be like, "Is this ever going to happen? Or are we going to have to start using that hashtag, the hike 2022? And I'm like, "Bitch, get off me. I'm trying my damnedest." I'd be like, "Quit saying that to me." And so finally, man, I mean, it's been, I can't tell you, just the technical problems, and the part of the movie where I said every time I fall down, take a drink, that caused a 4 or 5 week delay. So the part of there's just like little tiny things that I would do as jokes in the movie. Nope. So our sense of humor is going to be our savior and our executioner, I think.
Well, what's weird, what happened that I didn't think was going to happen is, like, probably 90% of the people that watch The Hike do not realize that there's a post-credit scene, and the post-credit scene is an outtake of Vinny falling down. And I never thought that would make it. I thought they'd be like, "There's no point in this," but to us, the people that were there that day, that for the rest of my life of the filming of that movie, that is the moment that I will always remember, is just because we had it so wrong. Like in our brains, we built it up to Vinny fell for 7.5 minutes. And he's like, "I'm falling.
In my mind, I was.
No. And then, you know, he hit the ground with an earth-shattering crash that they felt all the way over in Cosby. And then you watch it, and he's just like, I'm falling down.
I knew I was falling down for about 4 seconds before I did. I was trying to save it. And I almost hit this thing that was like this twig. That would have hurt like hell. It was like I missed it by like that much.
Or it might have felt good. You don't know.
Well, depending on where it went in.
Yeah. So now everybody here's seen it. Danimal, you've seen the movie. Tracy, everybody's seen it. Some of us have been in the movie. I want to ask everybody. We'll start off with Funkmaster V. What was your favorite? Not just you'll have insight. You can answer this. The whole process and the movie. What was your favorite thing?
Making out with Candy.
The kiss that wasn't supposed to happen. Yes,
it wasn't really a kiss. God, man, I don't know. That's going to be tough for me. Actually,
she's going to have a baby almost exactly 9 months after that kiss.
In the chat room, Mark Schaefer says that Indian outfit is why she's pregnant. It's probably true. I don't know. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna have to think about that to answer that honestly. You know what, Luke? I think my favorite part was the fight scene. I've always wanted to do a movie that had an elaborate long fight scene, and I love this. I love the They Live with Keith David and Roddy Piper fight scene, and I also love this one that had James Cagney called Blood on the Sun, where he actually wrestled as judo sensei, and that's where I had the idea of judo versus wrestling. How can somebody watch this, believe a 5'8" guy can fight a giant for over 5 minutes and not get killed? And I thought that'd be kind of an interesting take. So I think how good that looked for how campy that fight is, and how we didn't hurt each other, and just how successful that last scene. That whole day was great, except for the Subway Cup.
What was this fucking Subway Cup? Damn it, Travis.
Whoa.
It was just Justin, actually.
It wasn't me.
Yeah,
something in a shot.
The funny thing about that fight, the fight scene was that, like, me and you in the wrestling business are known for not taking many bumps. We're not, we walk and talk, hardcore matches, death matches, things we don't do. But for the movie, we're out there headbutting each other, bodies. I mean, I legit body slammed him. That's not you'll notice there's no special effects on that. That is straight onto gravel.
That's because of war.
And, but I still think the worst part of that whole thing for you, I mean, I took a monkey flip. I took, a couple bumps. You tried to give me a schoolboy, which is fucking hilarious.
It works in a shoot fight. But I've done it twice before. Knocked one guy out
with the schoolboy.
People don't know how to tuck the chin.
You getting dragged in your underwear. I've had a lot of people say, "God, that had to suck," and I'm like, dude, people don't realize that is a gravel road with mud over it.
With my legs for 2 months being agitated with bites, and everybody makes fun of how my legs look, and I'm actually this is the ointment right here. My legs were infected.
Dude, that's your Herpicel. Put your herpes medicine down.
Wait a minute. What is ass cream?
You gotta put your glasses on so you can read, brother.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, the funny thing about that too is when Justin starts taking my clothes off, and we did it the night near Halloween, where the Henrys helped put it on. I was like, this looks like I'm about to get raped. And everybody in the audience had this nervous thing like, oh my God, what are they doing now? But like a necrophiliac, that'd be a hell of a way to end the movie, by the way. Just a guy for 20 minutes raping the dead bodies of all four of us.
Oh my God.
You have a character named Bestiality. So.
It was bestiality. I would say my favorite. Yeah, my favorite parts are really hard to pick out. I said just personally as a human, you falling down was great, but there's two things that I didn't think would work. One thing I didn't think was going to work in the flow of the movie was the fake fight. where you and Travis fought, and then I did the running away like a bitch thing. And people don't know, and this is a little behind the scenes gimmick. First punch on Travis's mouth landed. Vinny said you saw. You can't see it, but you'll. If you look closely, you'll see blood in Travis's mouth because Vinny socked him right in the mouth. But I didn't think that would work. It was dumb, but what it was actually what it was really endearing. That the fake fight scene was really endearing because it's really Vinny trying to comfort Candy by telling this ridiculous bravado story. And the other thing that I really dug, and is another Travis thing, was that and Candy, who is not on the show for some reason, but she's in the chat room.
She's probably driving.
What worked beyond anything was Candy killing Travis. Bye, Mike.
We lost Mike.
That was fucking brutal. Now, the thing I hated the most, and it's still, I've watched the movie 15, 20 times. I hate me killing Vinny. I hate it. It breaks.
Spoiler alert. Now.
Well, if people, this is a Q&A, so people should have watched the movie. It breaks my heart. Not just because of the character. I don't like it. I mean, and it's great. It's for the movie. It's fantastic, but it hurts. It hurts when I watch it.
That's my best friend, man. I killed him.
My sister cried for over an hour, and she hates the movie. And she was like, "I've talked to you, and I know that Luke is a friend of yours, and I didn't expect it." And that's kind of the fun thing about the movie is it's silly, it's campy, and yet it's scary, and there's a mystery to it. And surprise ending, hopefully, for people.
We won't blow the actual ending for people that haven't watched it, the full ending, but we'll go to there.
What the animal? Did you see the movie yet?
I have.
All right, what's your favorite part?
When you're telling the story about Mr. Bestiality.
Oh,
like that's
great fucking scene.
That is such a surreal thing because that's like an actual thing that happened.
You mean this award-winning story here that Tony and Mike and Candy and me and Justin and Luke all have? Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's because it's all real stuff. Like I've told stories about wrestlers before, and it's like I was very. It felt connective, and then to see how all of my friends are succeeding, it makes me happy. I mean,
oh, you're such a guy.
I've got to say this real quick that Hayden, Travis's son, is in the chat room. Man, I want to tell you a secret about your dad.
Oh God,
he makes a little peeps when he goes toot toot.
All right, Amber, you've seen the movie, right? Huh? Amber,
Yes. Sorry,
you're on the show, baby. Wake up. What are you doing? You doing your taxes? It's a little late for that. What was one of your favorite moments of the hike?
I absolutely love the scene with the skunk.
Right?
That by far is probably my favorite scene of the entire movie. I laughed. I had to pause the movie. I was laughing so hard.
Another scene I did not think would work at all. I hated it. When we filmed it, I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, dude, we got back. I hugged Billy because I love Billy, who was Forest Ranger Billy.
You hug Billy anyway.
I love to hug Billy and Luke. They're giant men. They're like teddy bear men. And so I hug Billy goodbye and say goodbye to Devin. And both Candy and Luke were going back, and I'm like, yeah. And they were like, that was real funny. Real funny.
Way to ruin the whole fucking movie, man.
It's funny. And it's like, and so that night, you might have heard of this story, but that night, I swear to God, and my trash can got knocked over by a skunk, and I go out there and it's eating Chinese food, and I said, "This is a good omen, man." The fucking skunk got revenge.
Well, what we didn't even think about in that scene that somebody brought to us when they screened the movie was they thought Billy was going to get attacked by, he was going to get sprayed by the skunk. We never even thought of that because it was in Vinny's mind the whole time that he was going to kick the skunk and call him a moron. So many people laughed through the skunk that they missed him, Billy, just his delivery of
Moron.
Moron.
That's
Why is
gonna,
the skunk a moron?
that's going to
I
be a
didn't
new.
know-
That's
I
that's
didn't know
good.
till right now that was said, because every time I've ever watched that scene, I laugh over the line moron.
There's
I had
gonna
no
be-
idea that was said.
Travis, there's going to be a shirt in our merchandise shop that's going to just have a cartoon skunk with rainbows around it and stuff. It's going to look real feminine. Underneath, it's just going to say "moron" with a period.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I will wear
that's a-
that shirt all the
I will.
time.
I will
I'll
wear
it
that
to
shirt.
work. I don't care.
It's got to be.
Very
It's
long.
got to be like pastel pink and pastel yellow.
It is. It's all like Easter colors. Tracy, what was your favorite part of the movie?
Well, you scoffed at me the first time I told you, but the old man fight. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It was like two guys who did like out somewhere. They've been drinking too much, and they get into some fisticuffs, and they're way too old to be doing that, and they're oofing and like sad.
I will tell you that people.
Yeah.
The highest compliment. I started training as a professional wrestler in 1994, and Bye, Mike. The highest. It's like everything. Like me and Vinny had a bunch of wrestling matches training, and now we look back and those were training for that fight scene. But those punches, I got to put myself over. My punches were fucking sweet. I could throw some damn punches, man.
All right, you don't have to put yourself over, hon. We all.
And my dick looked fucking huge when I was sitting on that rock. I got to tell you this.
It's
You
because
earned-
it was a pebble, not a rock.
You've earned it.
Little,
You've earned it.
Little pebble.
Sorry.
Perspective.
You-
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Luke has earned a 15-second. Luke has earned a 15-second penalty. All right, there he is. All right,
Babies.
all right, Travis. What's your favorite part of the movie? There.
Billy kicking the skunk is legitimately one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a cinema environment. Also, you're being chased by two killers. You're about to die. You're in an insane moment. You're in a cave. Big red dick. You had time to say big red dick.
Hey man, I'm just
And
trying to make her laugh.
I just loved that popped Luke's dad. That was
Well-
he was walking out of the theater of showing this movie. He's like walking down the hallway, like, oh, fucking big red dick. Like there was a whole nother movie. Like there are things that happen.
Well,
Um,
now the thing about the cave is we weren't going to do a cave scene. There was not a cave scene in the original script, and then we decided we had to do something scary. And Vinny's like, "Oh, we could go back to the cave because we filmed an episode of Wrestling with Ghosts that's never been released in that cave." And then it hit me that the only real reason that I started really going, yeah, cave, is because like there's a big red dick in there. And we're gonna use the big red dick in the movie.
You won't believe
That
how
was-
many. You won't believe how many people asked me if we spray painted the stalagmite.
We did not.
Yeah, that would be.
That
we
was a
wouldn't do
natural
that.
dick.
I will.
That was
We should
natural.
put out the Wrestling with Ghost episode pretty soon, so people could see that we actually discover the big red dick on camera.
And I will say, I'm starting to write the script loosely about CGM, and there's going to be private detectives, and one of us is going to see a private detective going across the street, and another one, and somebody's going to see that can't be the same dick. Anyway,
Well, that's what we're doing now. That's just a little. We got time. We don't have any time limits on this, but that's something we are doing in every movie. There's going to be foreshadowing for the next movie or throwbacks to the movies before.
right.
So that just so
Little Easter eggs for you.
little Easter eggs. We love Easter eggs in movies, and we're going to use them a lot. So.
And it also in Easter baskets. All right, Mikey, what's your favorite part of the movie? I know what yours is.
No, it's when you're getting out of the tent and you're motherfucker. That's by far my favorite.
I really wish that in the subtitles that we did not do, Vinny spent a month
2 days.
doing subtitles nonstop, and then they didn't use our subtitles. They used the algorithm ones. And I really wish on that scene when he comes out of the tent goes, motherfucker, that there was a question mark at the end of it. 'Cause
This is
Those
great
sub-
acting.
Well, thanks. That was at the end of the day. That was a hard scene to get into. It's been hard when you're involved with hiking and bringing the lights and stuff, and you're setting up the shot, and you're trying to tell each other what you're about to shoot, and then it's like go. You don't have a lot of time, and you're like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be scared. It's very difficult to flip that switch and get in that mode. But
that's like in the new movie. Not to give anything away, but in the new movie, we just filmed a scene where it's a very serious moment. Vinny's very scared, and I'm laughing my ass off just because the way that Vinny delivers the word motherfucker.
He is our Sam Jackson.
Hour and a half cut of just Vinny saying the word motherfucker over and over and over.
He's our Sam Jackson.
I just want to say to the people who are born again Christians that I say motherfucker a lot less in this movie. A lot less. That was the thing. I said way too much. It's like I'm trying to mark Sam Jackson in the first.
That's what's great about the subtitles that we didn't do is he said the MF so many times that there was a time he didn't say MF and it's still on the subtitles. Says
I'm sure he said MF. All right, we had a contest. So we had Luke's idea. And we asked all of our funky friends, the Funk family. By the way, Nathaniel Evans is in the chat room. Hello. And he's complimenting us about nice things. And he said your punches were spot on.
They were.
Luke.
They really were.
But what was the favorite Vinny Vineyard line in the movie?
Again, on this, some are missing because next week we're going to do what's the best line of the entire movie with everybody. And some of the best lines are that we didn't use, because you have a couple lines that are classic that aren't in this setup. But
there were 5 options, and we'll talk about them. But the least votes or last place is "I know gyrating," which is one of my favorite lines, but you can barely hear it. It was
and Travis is done.
Travis is out.
Well, yeah, you could barely hear it, and they don't subtitle it.
That's right, but that's one of my favorite because I'm sitting there. What in the hell?
Dude, there was just a cat on your.
There was a whole lot going on there.
Did somebody score a goal or what?
I think I swear there was just a cat on your ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Mine?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. My cat's a nut job. Actually, she's in the wrestling ring.
Beautiful. All right. I did still sound like living next to the dump. I'm not sure what's going on there.
My son's watching TV. Loud as hell.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought we needed to call the National Guard.
Yeah, right.
4th place. Fuck them Krabby Patties.
Which is a line that I do pop for every time I hear it.
But yeah, that was a throwaway. 3rd place, which is kind of confusing because some people liked the other version, but "Baby I'm Baltimore Bad." A lot of other people liked "I'm from Baltimore Bitch" better,
which is in next week's poll.
Number 2 is "This Can't Be the Same Dick," and the winning line, which there's an interesting story behind this, is I ain't R. Kelly. I ain't into that shit. Now,
the line is, "Babe, you're fine as wine, but I ain't R. Kelly."
Yeah, that's right. I'm not in it. So the funny thing is Luke wrote the scene because we want to get Candy. We want to get the jabrones to think Candy's about to take her pants off. So she's going to go isolate herself to go urinate. So
we showed boobs at the beginning of the movie because we wanted to tease that you might see Candy naked and you weren't going to.
Well, don't spoil it, honey. So anyway, but the thing
was this one camera angle that
there's several camera angles where you can see something. But anyway, so we wanted to tease the people that she was going to take her pants off. So she finds the necklace, blah, blah, blah. So I write the line when she says, "Come over here," while she's peeing. I say, "I ain't Chuck Berry." Now, 2 of the people that were with me had no idea who the hell Chuck Berry was. By Animal. And so that's when you feel old as shit, is when you're sitting there saying nobody knows who Chuck Berry is. And so Luke saved the day with R. Kelly, and I was
Well,
like, that's pretty good.
And the example I use is there's a really shitty morning zoo radio show that's still going on Rock 103.5 called John Boy and Billy. And like they still like will throw out jokes that nobody under the age of 40 will get. They're like, yeah, like Ike Turner.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They did I left it on 103.5 last night. When I got in the car this morning, I turned it on and they were doing a parody song of Cowboy from Kid Rock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that song came out 25 fucking years ago. And I didn't want to get that. I wanted us to be a little more hipper than a Chuck Berry reference. And it's R. Kelly, you know?
Which is still 25 years ago is the sad thing.
But
It's just not 60 years ago, which was what my reference was.
but 25 years ago, the victim wasn't born yet.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Well, yeah, I guess that, but R. Kelly kind of hit 20 years ago. But it's kind of weird to think that like the Smashing Pumpkins wrote a song in 1996 called 1978 or something.
1979.
1979, and it's like that's further away. Like that span of time is further away than us in like the year 2000. I mean, that's just crazy to think about. The 70s to the 90s and then 2000 to now. It's just time is going fast. You youngins enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whoever voted for the R. Kelly, you all get a free sending out to an all expense paid trip to, and congratulations. We'll give you the information on.
Well, I believe that you promised butt touches.
Did I say butt? I said butt touches for something. If you give the movie a 5-star review on Amazon, I will touch your butt. I will do it. I don't care who you are, unless you're not of legal age. And if you need like a baby change, I could change the baby's diaper.
So there's
that way.
So Keith Gavin's got a voice into the movie for one word, and it was Vinny. Vinny goes, "Hey, I'm going to send you a new copy of the movie," and he didn't tell me that he added that in. And when it happened, when the fight scene started between Travis and Vinny, and you hear Keith Gavin's bestiality, I fucking lost it. I was on the floor, and Vinny says, "Yeah, you know you." I messaged he's like, dude, you threw that. And he's like, yeah, man, I thought you'd get a kick out of it. I was like, oh,
I actually had to rewind it because I was like, wait, is that my voice?
You know what's crazy is I didn't even realize his voice is not in the movie anywhere except for that, isn't it? And that was from the live performance that we shot at KFW.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Well, I believe Luke and I he hated the ideas originally of those throwback sketches, and I was like, we're gonna have to give them in comedy. You call them a callback. They all have to have some sort of payoff for them to make sense to be in the movie. So I was having trouble with bestiality, and I said, oh, that'd be funny if I was going to a fantasy wrestling match, then go back to the wrestling. Yeah.
Well, I was against every bit of comedy at first because we originally envisioned this as a serious movie,
right?
And then the camera started rolling, and like there's a scene that we filmed that we actually filmed a second one too that we're going to screw with Travis on, and there's a scene where Travis is watching Candy take her clothes off, and we was like, dude, do a scene where you're kind of taking unzipping your pants and everything, and we were going to actually screw with Travis and put that in the movie after Vinny showed up and ruined this.
Which would have been just as funny, in my opinion.
Yeah,
totally. Deleted scenes, y'all.
Dude, we filmed a teaser commercial that never made it either, where there was like a Benny Hill thing with me and Travis chasing each other, and then we broke into
I forgot.
We broke into King George from Hamilton.
Mike was there too.
I was there for that. Yep.
And that was before any of us saw Hamilton, or not any of us, but that was before I saw Hamilton. I think Mike saw it either. So
I saw part of it, yeah.
And so we were just like, what's funny is Candy hates Hamilton as a musician.
Oh, she's racist.
And Amber doesn't like it. Oh,
I like it. Don't
No,
even give
there's
me
no
that.
there's no tentacles in it, so Amber doesn't like it.
That's true.
She can't
I'm
relate to
partial
it.
to the tentacles.
Tracy, do you like Hamilton?
Yeah, I did. I
All right.
enjoyed it.
Animal.
Well, you just cut off Tracy.
Oh, sorry, Tracy.
So you do like Hamilton.
Yeah, I like
What's the-
most musicals.
I bet you've never seen. Name one song from Hamilton.
The song that King George sang about, like, yeah.
that
I
one.
don't know any of the names of the songs. I've
You
seen
will
it.
be back. He sang the song 3 different times with 3 different titles.
All right, I didn't mean to
I
call
know
you out
him.
there,
You'll be back.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that.
but I got
the room
you.
where it happened.
Oh,
I can sing every song from My Fair Lady, though. So
Now
That
be
means
careful.
that-
We're gonna get these songs stuck in Vinny's head.
that's true.
Well, that's the
True.
rib. That's the rib for the Lonely Woods, which is the 3rd movie. Is we're just gonna go 45 minutes into it, and then I'm gonna be like, "And there's a lake I know," and just go into a whole musical, and we're gonna end it there, and it's just gonna be black screen for the rest of the movie.
with the Bollywood dance number.
No Bollywood dance number,
Wait a
Tracy.
minute. Come
Hey,
on.
the Indians love our movie. We keep getting awards over there. You got to
Hey.
keep that in mind.
I will tell you, Vinny was probably the only person that'll enjoy this, but I actually watched the Bollywood movie that Idiot Abroad did, where did you ever see that episode
Oh.
where
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Carl Pilkington was a gangster.
yeah, and he was in a dance number with what's his name from Game of
Warren-
Thrones, or Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so there's this whole Bollywood movie, and for no reason, in a dance scene, Warwick Davis, who was famous for Star Wars
Star
movies,
Wars.
Harry Potter movies, and Carl Pilkington are in it just because. And I was watching it, and I'm like, it made no sense, but it probably made more sense than the rest of any Bollywood movie I've ever seen in my life.
Man, and you're right. Everybody here is like, nobody's got a smile on their face except for me. But I'm marking out to that. What's the name of that movie?
I don't remember.
Dude, my dream, I almost want me and you to be like Ishtar, where we make these movies and somebody from Bollywood calls us and says, come to India and make movies on the cheap, and then we go to make Bollywood movies until we die. I
Well,
would
you have
love that.
you have a trophy behind you that is 100%. We it's funny, but it is a 100% truth. Is we are the most illegally downloaded paranormal show in Gabon, Africa. We were downloaded more than like The Office in Gabon, Africa. And I still have this fantasy in my brain that if we ever go to Gabon, Africa, there's like a big mural of Travis.
Tracy's got a whole skit based on that we're going to do that's based on the whole Travis Gabon Africa thing.
But I mean, it was just like Travis up there, and I'm just praying that it's from the Brushy Mountain episode where we made him wear a dress
Oh my god!
for no reason. Keith Gavins was part of that.
I was.
But
Running through the dark with Travis in a dress was probably the funniest thing in the world.
We're being charged by ghost prisoners, and my only thought is, if we all 4 die right now, the only question would be, why is this guy wearing a dress but no one else is?
well, and then some of those scenes you forget that you're wearing a dress, but then it hits you that you're like, oh my god! And it's just,
Dude, that episode, what was funny is we had like 20 people there. Half the people didn't experience anything paranormal. Tracy was there too, and didn't experience anything. Now later you hear that there was EVPs and stuff, but when me and you and Mike and Travis got together, it was like gangbuster crazy. That situation up in that room, I've never felt like something was trying to scare us before, doing all these shows of Wrestling with Ghosts. And that it felt like something was trying to intimidate us, man. Like we were in the prison, and you can hear Mike. I hear hissing. It's hissing at us. Something kept going, and it was nuts up there, man. It was absolutely nuts. We opened that door. We made the joke about Travis wearing the dress. Opened the door, and we all looked in because we felt this presence rush us, like a violent attack.
the only thing that would have made that better is if we'd have had Danimal there in his blue fart wrestling gimmick. There's a video on YouTube where I commentate maybe the best indie match
My,
that Danimal's ever been involved in.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I did.
It's Danimal versus Travis Sawyer, and great
That was a
match is
damn
happening.
good match.
It's fucking great match, and this great match is happening. And here's my ass on commentary going, Danimal looks like what I'd imagine a fart would look like if it was made into a human being.
I popped.
Hey man, that DDT he gave you when he was there was something about Travis Sawyer, man. I know he'll never see it, but he could do comedy, and then the next second he looked like he's going to kill you, and
Well,
you
you
would
heard me
believe it.
legitimately mark out on that commentary, like the superplex off the top rope. I thought broke the entire building, and that fucking
DDT
knee to the face.
Oh, I think the DDT where he caught Danny in between the second and third rope, and Travis just looked at the TV camera and just was like, nope, and did the DDT off the rope.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, that looks so freaking cool, man. That was a good match, Dan.
I love that match. It was really fun. Every time working with Travis was always a good time.
He knows
Not
what he's
this
doing.
Travis. This Travis sucks to work. He's
No, he
Right.
doesn't.
Yeah, that one. My back hurts every time I work with that Travis.
Danimal and I put on a 15-minute entire match over my inhaler in front of Dr. Tom. And I thought for sure my career was over after this, and then turns out he thought it was the best match of the night. And like Cadillac Cowboy was on the show, Matt Brett, like all these great wrestlers, and Dr. Tom was like, "Yeah, Inhaler was the best match of the night." And me and Danimal are just like sitting in a room full of talent, and we're just like,
it was a 15-minute comedy skit over an Inhaler.
Well, sometimes that's what a show needs, man, is a comedy in between all the seriousness.
That's the truth.
Well, that's the point of the hike. Was the comedy breaks up the seriousness. That's, Big Red Dick is a perfect example of that. You're going through this whole tense situation. Then Vinny has the throwback to the actual, most people, hopefully they put it together. It's that joke is actually the reason during the intro credits that we do the whole thing with the dicks in the tunnel is so Big Red Dick is funnier.
It's like I have an obsession with like
Spray painted dicks.
Yeah, like I just can't get over them.
It was
Vinny almost fell in that scene too. So.
The way he was frazzled and his hair was perfectly like sweaty. He looked like panicked. It was perfect.
Well, we were,
It can't be the same dick.
the thing is what people don't realize, we were about that Red Dick is about a mile into a cave that is full of bats. And bat shit everywhere. And I fell down, just bat shit everywhere while I'm holding the camera, walking backwards. And, luckily I saved the camera, but it was, there's legitimate reasons to be scared in there. Like if somebody what if I'd have broke my ankle when I fell down? Do you think these fuckers are going to be able to carry me out of this guano-filled cave?
Vinny and I had a conversation about that after you fell. Like there was a moment where me and Vinny looked at each other and was like, "What if he got hurt? What would we have done?" I was like, "I don't fucking know. I don't know."
Leave him.
Like,
Leave him.
Legit
we would've-
been crazy.
Good luck, Luke.
We would have wrapped up what we were doing and then called the National Guard, I think.
They
Now,
float a drone in there.
I want you to look at Amber real quick. Amber looks like she's on a video chat call where she's about to break up with her longtime boyfriend. It's the most depressing look in total darkness. She's just like, I just can't put up with your shit. You drink all my Cokes.
You
How
make
you
me
do
pay-
your laundry?
You make me pay for gas. No, you're doing the hack gimmick with the darkness and the head floating around.
Now,
It's
throwback to the last podcast, Tracy is wearing the shirt that she was knitting,
Crocheting.
crocheting on last week's pod. Hey, Vinny, you're really big.
Hi.
Great shirt that I was making.
Show us the back. The back is fantastic.
Well, it's kind
Look
of
at that ass.
Yeah, see. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
And somebody needs to go volunteer their time to go help her clean up her room. Oh, I like this a little bit better. This looks like more like we're Street Fighter characters. Like, who are you going to select?
And
I'm
now people,
Baltimore
can watch,
bad.
now people can watch the podcast and see that I have movie memorabilia from the hike.
Yeah, nobody cares about that yet.
I've got the nutsack. I've got the Utlunta.
Nobody knows what tell them what the nut sack is.
The thing about the nutsack is that is actually something I made in Hayward, Wisconsin when I was 16 years old. I found some deer antlers and stuff, and I made that back in 1990, or it would be 1989. I made that, and it's still. I mean, we put it in movies. It's still floating around. That's the weird thing about these movies. I'm actually using stuff from my childhood as gimmicks, and then Keith Gavins fucking breaks them.
I fixed it.
Fucking
I was made from a nutsack in '89 too.
Oh, that's the name of the show. I was made from a nutsack in 1989.
But for WJ, for people that haven't seen WJHC, these pictures up here are in that movie.
Who has seen it?
I know.
We're still no. I haven't even seen it. I was made from a nutsack in 1989. There we go.
I've seen an excerpt of it.
Oh, well, you've done that illegally. Have you? Are you one of the pirates?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's what I really hope that. What's weird is everybody that's seen the movie on Amazon Prime legally loved the movie. Everybody that illegally downloaded it, these motherfuckers, these illegal downloading motherfuckers are ripping apart the movie that they illegally downloaded. So not only did they not pay us or get us any kind of compensation for it, then they're going to fucking turn around and be assholes about it.
That's getting between a man and his meal twice. But the thing about The Hike may have been, the problem is the marketing of it. Even on Amazon, it says it's an action horror. It should be an action comedy. And I think we made the thing look way too serious. But then it does get serious. But anyway, I think it confuses people. And I want to say to everybody, the next 5 movies, I don't think any of them, except for the 6th one, is going to be as confusing. I think WJHC is going to be straight up horror than comedy. It's not going to be a mystery. You're not going to have to be confused about who was this, what did this at. The third movie that's going to be The Lonely Woods or Camp Smokey or whatever. It's basically going to be straight up. And then CGM is going to be straight up comedy. And
that's going to be a weird fucking movie.
Oh, it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, so, I mean, I don't think this one's the one that's going to take the most mental gymnastics to get through.
Yeah, Web Creek is pretty straightforward, but there's no, like, The Hike's got I guess what you'd say, a pretty good double twist ending. Lonely Woods is going to have a good twist ending.
But it's not going to take.
Yeah, WJHC's got a feel good ending. And Rabbit Man, I'm rewriting it because it's too similar to The Hike.
Well, Candy's got a good idea. Well, that one when we get all of this done, we'll figure that out. But we got a good loose idea about that as well. But that's the one I would say that's the one we're still up in the air about. A
sequel to The Hike. The Hike.
Well, we might not even do Rabbit Man. We might do a sequel to The Hike because Vinny threw something in at the end of the credits that ripped my fucking heart out.
You can't say,
and I can't say it. But it would set up for a very, very decent sequel.
An amazing sequel.
Yeah, at the end of the cast credits, something happens that I didn't expect, and you guys might not have seen it either, and I'm not going to say it on here because...
do it. Just do it. I want to talk about it.
I haven't seen it. I'm genuinely like, wait a minute.
During the credits, the idea for the credits always was to show the Polaroids. Show the Polaroids through the thing. At the end, fucking Vinny puts a Polaroid of Candy with 2 kids.
Ooh.
So that lets you know that she's got babies. So what if these babies grow up and they want to know what happens to her mom? But also those babies are both under 6 years old, and it's established in the movie that
her and Vinny have been together for 6 years.
Oh, it has.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
But they had kids. That hurt my heart.
But yeah, the sequel would be, what if they go back and try to avenge Mama?
Yeah, or they see like somebody takes a picture of what they something in the woods, and they see Candy in the background, or Robin in the background, and so they go out and hunt. And we could do that like almost Blair Witch style.
Laura Croft.
Yeah.
Only if me and Travis play the little girls.
I'm behind that.
There you go.
I'll do makeup and hair and wardrobe.
I'm gonna need a lot of hair.
We've ruined it already. Every one of these movies, we want to be serious. Hey, this third movie Luke's about to do, man, Camp Smokey or Lonely Woods, whatever we call it. He's saying it straight up horror, no comedy. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you keep giving me ideas. They're like, it'd be really funny if you fell down in a dog poop. I wish she.
No, I don't want
it. Big and funky without the comedy, though.
I don't want it to be funny. I want him to do his thing. But I just know Luke. And here's the problem.
There's going to be a gimmick in the movie because the audience is going to be represented by an inanimate object. And that's going to be hard enough to make not funny.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
So
you're going to have to, that's going to be acting chops. Yeah. If you can do that, you would deserve, I'll bring this little trophy over to your house over here. I'll bring that one to you. If you can make this movie not funny.
Well, dude, I can act my ass off. Like right now, I'm gonna act like I'm drinking.
Are you not really drinking it?
He ain't not really drinking it.
See,
still dry mouth.
And I'm going to act like this is non-alcoholic margarita.
God, it is Pride Month.
Yeah,
comes with a free tampon.
Well, I'm home alone this week, so I'm able to drink myself to sleep right there.
I don't want to rub it into your wounds, but man, your wife and kids look like they're having the best
time of their life. Well, I'm sitting here drinking beer and talking to Vito Tomaselli on a Zoom call.
I've never seen them so happy. I mean, they're doing like poses and shit. I'm like, what? Because most of the time I go over there.
Mikey's got a buddy they both have fedoras and
matching fedoras, and they're doing matching poses. And your wife is smiling.
It's like pictures of Travis at Disneyland every week.
That's right.
It's a happy place.
I guess you're gonna have to get me. I don't know if you've got dirt on a gatekeeper down there. I don't know how you get down there all the time, but it's like, I'm at Disney again. I'm like, I've been once in my life, and
it's $900 a person to get in there, and Travis is there every other week.
He just crashes the gate.
Travis, I'm small. I fit in luggage. You could take me with you.
The problem with my good friend Travis being the general manager of the Pigeon Forge Axe House is it really makes it easy for me to quit my job. So like every day I was like, I'm gonna go throw axes for a fucking living. Every day.
I'll take you right now. I just had to fire a guy yesterday, actually, so I'll take you right now.
It was me.
Perfect there. you would look perfect in a place like that, Luke.
I think he would too. I think
this big mountain man looking fucking guy.
You'd have to get like a Thor's hammer axe.
I manage a rooftop bar. I'm not going to in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm not.
Did you hear what Mike said?
If I did it with Thor's hammer.
If you did it, if you had an axe version. An axe that looked like Mjolnir.
So Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. Duh. Ow.
Just motherfucker.
Every concussion is easier to get than the last. You should be more careful with the face palms.
FaceTime is just talking.
It's a work, brother. It's a work.
I'm a good actor too.
You jumped off screen. You went, ow.
I'm better off screen.
Oh, Baby Yoda.
Oh, I like that. That's a reveal. Yeah. Hey, we did something like that with Mike last couple weeks ago.
Next podcast is gonna have a big dinosaur egg.
Why?
Just right there on your forehead, big dinosaur egg.
Oh, I see what you mean.
from shooting.
I thought that was a sexual thing you were into or something. Which,
Okay,
hey,
now,
man. Which,
if you are on YouTube or Facebook watching this, or Twitter for some fucking reason, then
Periscope.
we did promise that we would answer any questions you guys had about production or the movie. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, hit us up. We can see all of the questions show up on our screen. So if anybody has any questions like why I'm farting McTurd and Travis isn't taint nothing. If anybody sees Travis Graves for the first time, nobody.
So,
Well, people have to type. So
while there's questions coming in, I have a friend that lives up in Philadelphia and he's a writer, and somebody stole his story. Well, somebody stole his story and turned it into a 3-hour porno. So you need to watch out for that. People are stealing the stories and turning them into pornos around here. So,
they do that.
I would enjoy that. I would like to see the robot movie or the hike as a porno. That's
the hike into the anus. Part 2.
Guaranteed they'd use no, but yes.
Well,
that's right.
I'd hate to see the bestiality scene.
How about the furry scene in the elevator?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have to get extras or recast that. You can actually use Mitch and his friends if you want to use that for a porn.
Just a girl looking at a guy like, that can't be the same dick.
And the guy's like, but it is.
Every time he finishes, he goes, motherfucker.
I'd be like, oh, I told you I was Baltimore bad. Or she could be like, you're Baltimore bad.
Brass knuckles with dicks on them. Just
yes.
Oh God.
All right, I'm writing a few of these ideas down.
Now
we know where we're going after all this. So.
The Lonely Woods, you're not going to have to make into a porn because
it already sounds like
soft. There's going to be some soft core elements to that movie.
So that one's going on Cinemax.
That one's going to Cinemax.
Buy it yet.
What'd you say, Tracy? What'd you say, Tracy?
It was mean. I shouldn't repeat it.
Okay. Thank you.
No, it's going to go to Cinemax, and I have to change the name to Dangerous Voyeur or some shit like that. Remember those Cinemax movies all had to have voyeur or liaison? Y'all never watched Cinemax at 9 o'clock at night?
I just didn't pay attention to the title.
You didn't grow up calling it Skinemax, Amber. You didn't watch that stuff. You were banned from it because you're
that's exactly why the preachers called it Skinemax and HBO was Hell's Box Office.
Dude, no offense, Amber.
That's a good movie title.
Yeah.
Dude, CGM, new title, Hell's Box Office.
No offense, Amber, but I think your preacher used to call ABC Skinemax too. I mean, that's a. Have you turned on the Skinemax? They're showing black people having a good time. Are you talking about the Cosby Show? A white person came in and they acted like they were all friends. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, enough about that. Well, we're not getting any questions, so I'm going to pretend
a good preacher.
Well, you did. You're so soft spoken that. In the scene that we filmed at the church or whatever, it was unbelievable that you actually started rocking and rolling. I was like, man, here we go. And everybody's doing the hands yeah. And you were just like, we're going to preach tonight, y'all. You started doing this thing like Creflo Dollar. And everybody was just like, yeah. And I was just like, Danny's got a little gimmick outside of this stuff.
Speaking of the furry Flash, he's in the chat room.
What a weird guy.
I love Mitch. Mitch is one of those guys that every time we hang out with him, so he has another amazing talent that you had no idea he possessed.
Amazingly talented weird guy.
Yeah.
So when the hit Prime, everybody's excited, and we love Mitch, and so Mitch is sharing the movie, and it's the scene where I talk about the furries, obviously, because he's a furry, and he's broadcasting it live, and so I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of cute. I forgot. I was like, I don't even know what scene he's showing. I just thought he was like, hey, the hike's on, and then of course it was the elevator scene because I had the bad wig and all that stuff, and then as soon as the furries show up. He turns the camera around. I should expect this by now, Mitch. He's wearing the fucking costume, watching himself in the costume, and he goes because he still doesn't understand. Nobody can hear his voice when he's wearing the. He does lives and stuff all the time in the furry thing. He's like. So anyway,
remember the time he was running the camera for us at one of our investigations, and he had a foxtail on, and like nobody outside. There's people that are outside of our group that didn't know Mitch, and they're all like,
"What the fuck is that guy doing?
He's got a tail," and we're like, "Yeah, that's Mitch. He's got a tail. What's fucking wrong with you?"
He can't afford the whole suit. You got to buy him in parts. He gets the tail first. He's going to have a foot next week, if we pay him.
I just love our group of great, and when I say weirdos, I mean that because we're weirdos. Our collection of just fantastic weirdos.
I do too, man.
And I love it even more when we're out all together and we forget. Like Travis is in a dress.
Dude. All right. Did you see this? Nathan, okay. Would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, man. I'm glad I could help. As I'm just a Jabroni award-winning director.
You won 2 awards.
And up for another one.
Oh, okay. You help somebody with a film degree. I wonder if you got a good grade on that. You help somebody write a paper.
No, I help him pass the class. He got a D. It was.
Oh, okay. That's about our speed. I'll tell you, there was one time when we were doing the Brushy Mountain where Tracy and Mike were on that one too. I look over and I'm wondering, Mitch had a camera. We gave Mitch a camera to go film something. And I probably can't describe, this is probably not a good story for this situation, but I'm like, where's Mitch? And I kind of was in an irritated mood at that point. And I look over and Mitch is making this face and he's got a camera and he's making it spin upside down like this, going. And I'm just like, nothing is getting done. This is going to be a terrible episode. And Mitch just sitting there looking at the camera, and I was just like, I said, all right, I don't need to see Mitch for about another year. And then, now I'm getting called. What is it?
Well, the good thing about we filmed extra furry footage. For the hike, there's extra footage of furries that we could probably rope into other movies in the future. So that works out pretty good. Like maybe WJHC, So we have a well of Flash,
or you can make some of your shorts.
Yeah. Well, we have a whole line of B-roll of furries that we can at any time throw them into the movie. It's gonna be great.
All right.
Easter egg.
Well, whatever happens when 2 furries mate, Easter egg, Baltimore blowfish, Chicago sunroof, not sure what happens.
Scruffy munchkin, you don't know.
A baby plop, I'm not sure what they call it. A merkin.
Oh, no, we ain't going in the MERS again.
Oh, we can't talk about the MERS?
No, they got mad at us last time. They threatened to sue you, remember?
That's true. Mitch did say, we were at a convention one time, and Mitch did say, because we're all posing, wrestling with ghosts and all these furries, because it's just weird. And Mitch did say, because the furries were coming up on me, not the MERS, but the furries were coming up, and we're all posing, and they're all acting like, goofballs. And I did say to one of them, I said, don't get your mer hole on me. Now, for those who know, a mer and a furry are 2 different things. They're 2 different. A mer's love is a special love.
It's not the love of Christ.
It's like a furry has been captured and brainwashed by Gargamel, and they turn into these sexual crazed furry things, but they call them MERS. And so the MERS then all of a sudden develop tunnels in the costumes where love juices can flow like the grapes of wrath. And so the furries don't like the MERS because they've been corrupted by the devil. And they go into alleyways and do nefarious things to each other. So
Travis is jerking off right now.
And Travis is saying,
this whole conversation sounds like it was made up by a computer. Like this whole conversation sounds
This is
like
the best bedtime story I've ever heard.
But so when I said to the kids, you were there too, Trav. That was the Knoxville thing that the Ghostbuster guy threw up when he touched the doll.
Oh, and your car battery died. Yeah,
that's right. And Justin couldn't touch it because he was like, I can't touch a car battery.
It was the electric ghost.
Poor Mitch, man. I wanted to stick up for Mitch at that point so bad because Justin was like, you remember ever since I touched that haunted crucifix that I can't play with batteries. What the fuck did you just say? Fucking dork. I'm sure he's 20 of our bad reviews on shitbox.com.
The poop shoot.
There we go.
So anyway, I said to Furry, I said, don't get your Murhole on me. And then they threatened Furry litigious nationwide suit from a fursuit.
Yeah.
Well, we are at the end, I guess. It's a great week. I do feel like I am not on that high, but I was literally on a 4-day high. And now I feel like, I'm back to having to pay bills and worry about stupid shit. But it was a nice feeling for a little while. So let's go around the room. I'm sorry if I tried to get everybody involved, and I thought there'd be more people tonight. I'm kind of glad there wasn't. But what do you got to say before? What would you like to say to all the big and funky people, and hopefully all the new fans around the globe?
Well, babies, this is Fart McTurd. And I would like to tell you that the love we've gotten for the hike, the amount of views, the amount of reviews, if you watch it on Amazon Prime, which I think you've probably already done, or if you plan on watching Amazon Prime, please leave a review. I'd like to say leave a 5-star review. That's pretentious. Leave a 5-star review.
Leave a 4.9.
4.9. Leave a 5-star review and write a review because there's algorithms. They'll promote the movie better. We can get more movies on there, and we can get paid.
It'll stay on there longer.
Yeah, if it doesn't get reviews or views, it goes away. And I think that this is a movie that I want everybody to tell their friends about. Make their friends watch it if you laughed, because it's got a word of mouth it, man. It's not like Jeff Bezos is going to wake up tomorrow and go, I think I'm going to watch a shitty movie on my streaming service, and then just start promoting the shit out of it. You got to get the attention of the algorithms. So if you could watch it, have your friends watch it. If you got groups, share it in groups. Almost everybody's got Amazon Prime. So, and if you don't, you can sign up for a 30-day free trial or just spend the $1.99 and rent the movie. But we need the reviews. We need the views. And because that'll put us in a better bargaining position. It'll give us enough money to keep making movies. Because by the last movie, we want to have a multi-million-dollar budget.
Yes. Hell yeah. All right, Amber, what you got to say, baby?
And
shut up, Amber. We don't need to hear from you.
Shut up, Luke. And so, right off of what he was saying, to go to our GoFundMe page and donate. Money's cost money. And all of us are still washing dishes and taking out trash. So we still need your love. So go to the GoFundMe account and donate to $10, $5, $100. I don't know what the signal Vinny's trying to give me.
I just want to jump in. I have something I forgot to say, but yes, I'm riding. I'm on your train, girl. I'm just waiting for you to park it at the station.
Am I allowed to drive now?
Is it King's Cross Station? You're gonna have a Dumbledore?
With that, so what we've done before, you can give any amount of money. Somebody gave a lot of money. Somebody gives $100. That's a lot of money. That's ridiculous. We're not asking for that. But what some people have given $15 so they can see the hike. So what I'm going to work on after we get done shooting this week, and I'm going to ensemble, if that's the correct verb, get together a bunch of the deleted scenes, the things that are funny, And there are so there's so many scenes. It's maybe a daunting task, but anybody gives us $15, I'll give you the link, and you can go watch all of the deleted scenes before buying the DVD. So if you do throw us $15, you will get something in return at that level. And then there's also, if you go to the GoFundMe and look up Big and Funky, there are all sorts of different. You can become a producer. You can get a role in a movie. You can become a voiceover actor or actress, and that type of thing.
I would also like to warn Danimal that there's somebody creeping up behind you that's about to give you a butt helmet. So,
all right, Tracy, what you got to say?
Like and subscribe to the channel, please.
Yep.
Find us all on social media and friend us, follow us, whatever's. Some of us are on Twitter. Some of us are on Instagram as well. Everybody's on Facebook. But follow our adventures and donate to the GoFundMe.
Oh.
And for $75, Tracy will knit you a shirt or underwear. Crochet.
I actually offered to make Vinny a modesty pouch for his nude scene.
American.
Adamantly refused. So
that sounded. I wanted to put if I was going to be in that awkward situation, everybody was going to be in an awkward situation. I loved it. All right, Travis, what you got to say, baby? Man, it was so good to have you tonight.
Yes, thank you for coming.
This was a good time, and I am slowly starting to hate myself for never doing a podcast before, because this was a lot of fun.
This is only the 700th podcast me and Vinny have done.
I know.
And the first time you've been on one.
You offered to put me on God Makes Beautiful Things one time, too, because you were talking about independent wrestling or something, and I didn't do that either, and I regret that now. But this was a lot of fun. And I just
That's back when we had 26,000 viewers.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've ran all them people off.
I'm just happy to be here and be involved and be here with everybody. This is a good time. Whether or not, I mean, money is great, but it's just, this is the things that we're doing now. I think all of us will remember for the rest of our lives. And I just appreciate all of you guys. And this has just been a fun trip so far.
I think that's a great way to look at it. I think me and Luke a lot of times get too bent out of shape about making it or not making it or making a living out of this, which that's still a goal. I mean, that's never going to go away. But to look back and go, I think I told Luke doesn't like getting sentimental. He's kind of a strange guy. But I looked at him one time. I was like, man, this has been just a fucking wild ride, dude. I mean, doing haunted TV shows and the next day going to wrestle a cage match in North Carolina. And then the next weekend you're in Ohio ghost hunting, and now we're making movies. It's just been just a great I love everybody here. I love all the people that have, like even Mitch. I love even Mitch. I love you, Mitch. Even you. Everybody in the gang and stuff. We've had a great time, and just doing the comedy skits and entertaining people, man. That's what's really been cool together. And this has just been this. I wanted this to be I was going to get a party hat, but I couldn't. It's a long story. Nobody cares. It's a Dollar General story, just like Luke's. They're terrible. I'm not going to.
Yes, tell it. I love Dollar General stories.
No, it's terrible. It's like depression in there. But anyway,
hold up. I need some Kardashianer.
Another bad story. But anyway, I was going to get like a little party hat because I wanted this to be a celebration, man. And that's a good way to look at it, Travis. I'm glad you see it that way. That this is I saw the end of a show once in the last episode of the show. The guy, they were being schmaltzy, but he said, I wish people told me that this was the good old days while you're in the good old days. I think sometimes things change and you're like, oh shit, man, that was like the best time of my life. I didn't realize I didn't enjoy it. I didn't breathe in and smell the roses. Keith Gabbins, what would you like to say, sir?
First off, it's been an awesome being a part of this whole like Big and Funky family and doing all these movies and skits. And I've learned so much from you guys, man. And I love every minute of it. So I definitely appreciate you guys for that. Also, this weekend, Friday night.
Do not promote a Lake City show or I'll just
I'm not.
I will go kick the shit out of you.
KFW, I'm wrestling a young up-and-comer by the name of Tennessee Sunshine Billy Tipton. It's going to be one hell of a match for KFW Independent Uprising. So if you guys have a chance, make it out to Sevierville.
That looks like a great card. I think if you like wrestling, you should probably make the trip out to Sevierville and get to that show. It looks like a really good card.
And also, if you donate to the GoFundMe, I'll throw in a Keith Gavin sticker on top of whatever else they're going to throw in. So
thank you.
No problem.
The Keith Gavin sticker.
Yeah,
Which
it's like a decal. It's like a decal for your car. They're pretty fucking nice.
I need one for my
I like
guitar.
it. There you go. I'll give you one.
I need one to cover up the rip in my yellow panties.
I'm sorry for
All right,
that.
story time. Sorry, Animal. We're gonna make you wait a minute.
It's
We were
fun.
filming a scene for the new movie. Vinny had to be in his underwear, and he doesn't know where this underwear came from.
My wife's having an exciting time when I'm.
Yes,
shooting
there
these
was
movies.
mystery underwear in his house that he was wearing for this shot, and as he is in a position, we notice there's now a hole in the underwear where Jolly Mr. Was it Funkmaster 3 was on the was peeking.
Yes. Let's
Yeah.
just say he had something try to escape.
Bobalones.
It was one of the bobs, man. What are
Hey,
you gonna
well,
do?
easy.
But it's
Now, Dan, well, I got something to ask you. Said, you remember that one time you were wrestling that guy? He's like, "Woo, man!" And then you were like, "Yeah." And let me ask you something about that. What are you gonna do? What?
Now, to speak on that.